Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. Hope you're having a good week. We got a new product I'm excited to share today. We're going to talk about Explore His Creation, part of the Child's Geography series. And so I'm going to go through that. I'll give you a little bit of a backdrop. I'd like to say hello so far. Daniel, the family of 5, Mindy Sue. Brittany was better at guessing these names. Hello Ashley, Laura, Crystal, Proverbs 22, and J and K Swan. I hope that's J and K, and Ruth Ann. All right, so last year we purchased a company called Knowledge Quest, and one of the series, there were a couple of, they have the Map Trek books, they have the Star Spangled State book, the President's book, they had some different books, and then one of the things that they had was a child's geography. And we don't have a lot of geography products, and so thought it would be a good fit. So there were 5 books in the series. This is what the series looked like. The new cover for Explore His Earth looks like this, and this is the one we're going to go over. The 5 books in the series are Explore His Earth, Explore the Holy Land, Explore the Classical World, Explore the Medieval Kingdoms, and Explore the Viking Realms. Now, the way we're doing this is books 1 has been revised. I think book 3 is the next one. When we purchased, there was a fair amount of inventory that was available, and so we're kind of going through and revising them in the order that we need to be able to keep them in print. Excuse me. And so the first one was Explore His Earth, a geography. Now this is a physical geography book, I would say more, because it covers kind of the earth science, getting familiar with the globe and that type of thing. So we'll go through this a little bit. All right. A little bit about the author. The author is Ann Voskamp. If you're familiar with Ann Voskamp, she did 1,000 Gifts. I think it was one of her better selling books. She's done a number of others. The Greatest Gift. Let's see. Yeah, those were the 2. Prior to that, she had 7 children. She grew up. They own a farm in Canada, and all of the profits, the proceeds to these books that she gets goes to Compassion International. And so, really cool that their family. It's been available for quite a while, but all of the royalties that she gets on the books goes right into Compassion, and she has ministries that look out for families and some projects as well. In fact, I think it talks about it in the front of it. Refugees. She has refugee ministry and stuff like that. So, all right. So the way the book works, we brought it into the masterbooks format. There's some. The teacher notes in the beginning talks about the objectives. The objectives are to explore the Earth's atmosphere, geology, hemispheres, core, learn what causes seasons, discover how to navigate latitude and longitude, and to see how the study of the Earth always points back to God. There's an activities, there's material list. The schedule is 3 days a week, and of course you can adjust that to fit your needs. Let's see. Any idea? Abby says, any idea when the new Volume 3 might be available? And Volume 3, they're working on it right now. So I don't have an estimated date yet. but I know that my assumption is before the end of the year, probably not by August. So hi to Abby, Krista, Haley, Kim, now Kelly, Amber, Sheila. Glad you guys are joining us today. Let's see. Okay, so and then in the materials there's chapter reviews and additional materials in the back of the book. There's also a reaching out project. Throughout this course, at the end of each chapter, your student will learn about some of the missions and Christian service organizations that help others. We encourage having the student create a reaching out project of his or her own and then report about what he or she has accomplished at the end of the school year. The goal is for the student to be aware of God's love in action and how we can all help others in many ways. It doesn't have to be a project that involves fundraising, but it should be a project that will take some of their time, creativity, and effort. Then one of the things that we try to do as far as removing friction points is to have a material list so that you can see for each week what's going to be needed. For instance, I'm going to review chapter 2. You should have 4 small plastic disposable plates, small container of Vaseline, paper towels, and a magnifying glass. And so that's what's going to be required that week. Rachel asks, what age group is this for? So it's written specifically towards a 4th grade, but could be adapted and used in grades 3 through 8. So, but we're going to call it 4th grade. So essentially, you could do the geography courses in 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. That would be kind of an upper elementary to junior high would be a perfect place to add these in as a supplement if you're doing them alongside a history or even in place of history. Okay, hello Julie, hello Tracy. Awesome. Let's see. And Julie says we just got our 2 copies today. They're beautiful. From the first versions were nice. The new what Masterbooks design team and editorial team did to these is really up the game. Now hallmark with all of Masterbooks curriculum is lights are kind of bright. The daily schedule, and so it's 3 days a week, but you can adapt it to fit your schedule and so you've got a schedule for the whole year, 36-week year course. We have kind of an intro to the author, from the author. And what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to go right to chapter 2. And I'm just going to go through and kind of read the lessons that are here. So the first part of chapter 2 is peeling an onion. And it's very conversational. So it's written in a way like when I was a child, I was looking into folks' windows. We drove by in the late evenings. What hung outside the walls of their houses? We used to drive one by one home that had a huge star quilt sprawled all over the whole wall. What colors glowed from within the homes? One of the grand formal houses in the town hall had a brilliant fire engine red walls. But there were some houses I never got to see inside. Their curtains were always drawn and disappointingly shut. I could only imagine what surprises lay behind those heavy blinds. Our home has its own curtains. The earth is shrouded in curtains of air, and before we explore our home of earth, we need to examine these curtains. These curtains of air are part of earth, just like the skin of an onion is part of an onion. We have a word for that curtain of air wrapping the earth. We call it our atmosphere. When I look, I get lost. Even though it is a big word, we can break it down into parts to figure out atmos comes from the Greek language meaning vapor. That is what our clouds and air are made of, water vapor. Sphere comes from the Latin language meaning ball. So atmosphere is literally the vapor wrapped around our ball. Just like an onion needs a skin to protect it, God made our atmosphere to keep everything in our home alive. What ingredients did God use when he made our atmosphere? Simply, God organized the most perfect combination imaginable when he created the atmosphere. The atmosphere surrounding our earth is composed of gases. This is not the kind of gas you fill the fuel tank of your car with, but these gases are precise gases God knew life on earth would need to live. A gas is a substance with no fixed volume or shape, but expands to fill any volume of space available. Our atmosphere is composed of 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and trace amounts of other gases. Okay, and so it goes through, and there's more about the atmosphere. And again, this would be week 3, day 2. They would do the reading as it talks about. I think the first thing that it focuses on is Trophosphere, the one closest to the Earth. Let's again be detectives and figure out the meaning. Trophos stems from the Greek word meaning turning or mixing. Can you guess what is turning and mixing in the layer of air around our Earth? Yes, it's the vapors turning, the clouds right above your head. So it talks about the trophospheres, and then there's memory joggers. Memory joggers would kind of be like, you could do narration and just ask questions, or you could, this would be kind of the comprehension, like quizzing. Did they understand what they got? And then so that was week 3, day 2, and then week 3, day 3 is some short answer questions an activity sheet that they would fill out, along with a coloring page. And then they talk about the sun, week 4, day 1. Memory joggers, another activity, what's in the air. This is where they do the experiment, kind of a hands-on, using 4 small, clear plastic disposable plates, container of Vaseline, paper towels, and a magnifying glass. And so all the materials that I'm seeing are pretty common that you would have around the house. And then we come to, there's a biblical perspective built into it. Sin is like a bad ozone in your life. Just like bad ozone can make us sick to our stomach, make us cough, or make it hard to breathe, sin makes us sick spiritually. But God is like good ozone. Good ozone protects us from harmful ultraviolet radiation from the sun. Similarly, God protects our hearts, minds, and bodies from harmful things. Make a list of things you can do to decrease the bad ozone in your life and increase God's good ozone. And then we have the breakdown of all of the trophosphere, the stratosphere, which is where fighter jets fly, or high altitude air balloons. We have the mesosphere, where meteors fly. And so it talks about each of those. And then the Adventure Challenge 5. And then you'll see the reaching out to this world at the end of every section. And so the reaching out that the students can be doing as a project that goes through. And then there's also a singing it out, a hymn that goes, like this hymn that would go with the previous chapter would be, How Great Thou Art. And so that's pretty much what a chapter would look like as it goes through the book. And I think they've done an excellent job of providing, like, the graphics are really, really awesome in the book. And not too much information, but enough information and application that the students are going to be able to retain it and learn it and use it in everyday life as they go through it. And so Explore His Earth is a little bit more about, again, the physical geography, getting the student acquainted with the globe. And then the other geographies, let's see, when they become available, like Explore the Holy Land, that's actually digging into a little bit more of the geography of that specific region and the history. So excited about it, and let's see, I'm not sure. Let's see. So the retail price is $39.99 at masterbooks.com. It's I believe the price of that would be 26% off from that. And so a really good add-on to, like, if you're doing world geography, and this geography course would be great to start in 4th grade and then move into using it as a geography alongside world history, the world story. That'd be a really good use of the course, running it right through middle school up to 8th grade, junior high. So, yeah, I don't know if there's any questions. I'm happy to answer them. I think I answered everything that was asked. So, We have a number of new projects that are coming. They're in the queue. I know Where Faith Grows is in the final stages of design. I saw that today. I know they're working the handwriting curriculum. They're working on that. Let's see, Linda says, I wonder how much of it is also taught in the Adventure series. Which Adventure series? I'm sorry, Linda, I'm not. Let's Talk Science, the Adventures in Creation. From a scientific standpoint, some of that would be, if you're talking Let's Talk Science in the from a science perspective, that would be like in the first grade, and so some of that would overlap if you were doing it, but this would be a little bit more for the upper elementary student. So there would be some overlap in the first book of Let's Talk Science, but that's written really for a first grader. This would be written more at the level of a fourth grader. So a lot of subjects like that, you're going to have overlap anyways. You're going to do biology, you're going to do 3 or 4 times during the 12 years. I think you could use this as a science, Ashley, that there's enough earth science in here that you could use it as an earth science course. I think you could. So the handwriting course is in design. I know My Story K is in the design team, so those 3 projects are going forward. Some fun courses that are coming with the Academy that I'm really excited about that I think have been lacking. So one that we're in the process of, we're working out the details on, so don't quote yet, but I'm hoping to have it available before next school year, is actually a phys ed curriculum in the Masterbooks Academy. We have a phys ed teacher who is homeschooled, and he has created a really fun course, and it teaches students, they do physical exercise that aligns itself like with a presidential physical fitness test, and so a student could do that and take that, which I highly would encourage families to participate in, just to have a goal. And then it teaches on different sports. And I know, having a lot of students, and we didn't participate in a lot of sports because when you have 9 kids, sports are just difficult with one student. And so we did more individualized things with athletics. But then every now and then we'd go someplace and everybody would be playing a game, and the kids didn't always really even know the rules of how do you play this game or what is this game about. And so this course actually has like the physical instruction, and then it has instruction on courses. And I think that that's going to be a really fun course targeted towards some different age groups that is just something that's lacking for a lot of families that are homeschooling, is having that ability to have kind of a phys ed program that they're also working towards something. So that's really exciting. And then there's some other really cool courses that we have the potential of that we're signing up as well. So the Academy, I think, is going to really be a blessing here in the future. So, all right, well, I don't see any additional questions. So just a brief overview. There is a preview at masterbooks.com that you can see this book, and I think it's definitely a great addition to your grade 4, or using it. Someone said they were using it as a morning basket. Like, that's a great idea too. Just having it as something, you could definitely use this with multiple ages and multiple students. So awesome. Well, hey guys, I hope it's a blessing, and we look forward to communicating with you. There won't be a teaching tips this Thursday, unfortunately, but we will be back next Tuesday. Yes. All right. Hey guys, God bless, and we'll talk to you later.